Hey everybody, Brooks from Dag Times here. I'm back with another video on the Porsche Taycan versus the Tesla Model S video. Last week I did a video that kind of blew up and got the attention of both Elon Musk and Top Gear. So basically, if you watched the previous video, I kind of called out Top Gear. I said those numbers don't make sense. It shouldn't have run that, this and that, whatever. Top Gear actually responded and addressed some of the points. So in this video, I want to go over what they responded to, and then there were some other couple of valid points in the comments of the video that I put up that I kind of wanted to address as well. So Top Gear came back and admitted that they did use different numbers during their test for the Porsche Taycan versus Tesla Model S video. They actually, when they posted the numbers, they used numbers from a previous Tesla test they did over 2 years ago. And the kicker is, you really can't do that because these are different cars. So the previous Tesla Model S P100D is not the same car as they tested in this video, which is the Model S Performance. There are motor differences and some other things, and the newer car is actually quite a bit faster than the older car. So you might ask, why would Top Gear use old numbers? So their explanation was that the previous car, the slower car, actually did better than the test that they posted just a few days ago. So their defense in using the old numbers were they wanted to make the Tesla look better. And I think I'd argue that point and say that no, they're not trying to make the Tesla look better. I think they're trying to not make them look like such bad drivers or not knowing how to actually operate the Tesla in this race. So instead of posting the real numbers, which was actually 11.2 in the quarter mile, they went back and said, oh, it ran 11.0. So it's actually worse off than it was before. Of course, now that they admitted faking numbers and using numbers from a different test car, I mean, it really brings up credibility of the test in its entirety. Like maybe they didn't even use the Taycan numbers. Maybe they got better numbers from a Porsche 911 Turbo S and used that. Did that happen? Probably not. I mean, I think maybe those are the real numbers, but again, if you're gonna fake one, where do you really give the credibility for the entire video? So the big thing they did not address in their response to Elon in my video was if they used launch control in the Tesla or not. And my view is they didn't. And the reason I showed that in my last video is that the car didn't hunker down and launch. And that actually makes quite a big difference because peak power when you actually launch the car is much higher than if you do not launch the car. So I got some Tesla people I'm friends with, and someone out and did some testing because my Tesla is not the new one. Tests with this car really aren't valid. So a friend of mine went out and actually did some testing with his brand new Tesla Model S Raven model with the latest and greatest software, whatever's out right now. And the difference is when you launch the car, the peak power is 582 kilowatts, and with no launch, it's 545. That's a difference of 37 kilowatt. If you convert that into horsepower, that's 50 horsepower less on the launch versus if you did launch the car. So Top Gear didn't launch the car. They didn't respond not launching the car, which to me means, hey, they didn't launch the car. They just didn't want to add that in their response. So that's a 50 horsepower difference that they didn't have when racing that Taycan. So in the comments of my previous video, a lot of people said, I was quoting 1050s and 1060s in the quarter mile for the Tesla, but those tests were done on a prepped drag strip. And I'm going to address that right now because it really doesn't matter if you're on a prep drag strip or not. The Teslas hook up really well on regular streets. So my friend went out and did some testing on the street, and here's what we got. He tried to recreate the conditions that were at the airstrip, and he ran his car down to 86% and ran it with launching the car on a regular street. I'm going to show that video right now, and ran a 10.7 at 124.4 miles an hour. Let's let it roll. So as you can see, launching the car 10.7 124 on a regular street. Now, next up I said, let's go ahead and do a test without launching the car and see if it affects it that much. So he went and did that test. Battery percentage dropped about 2%. We're at 84% in this video. And as you see, it goes 1084 at 124.05 miles an hour without even launching the car. And finally, one more test. He went to the charging station, charged up a bit more, and ran another test at 96% just to see what the difference is on the street. And as you see in this video, it did 1067 at 124.7 miles an hour. Just 3/100ths quicker than at 10% less at the 86% charge.
30, 60, quarter mile, 130, half mile.
One other note on the 0 to 60 times that you're seeing in these draggy videos, those numbers do not include rollout. If you do include rollout, the best 0 to 60 time for the Tesla in this video was 2.47 seconds. So another thing you'll note in that last video, he ran it all the way up through the half mile. That thing trapped 147.5 miles an hour. That is way, way faster than the previous Tesla Model S. I've personally run my Tesla Model S down the half mile at Wanna Go Fast and only got 139 out of the car. And if you know what 147 versus 139 is in the half mile, that's a solid, like, probably 10 car lengths at that distance and those speeds. So what does this tell us? Basically, you can run this car on the street. You don't need a prep drag strip. It still runs well into the 10s in the quarter mile. Now, how did Top Gear get 11.2 out of their car? I really have no idea, because if you just stomp on it at 86% charge, the weather doesn't matter, the DE doesn't matter, the altitude doesn't matter. The car's going to go well into the 10s. So where is that half a second difference from 10.7 to 11.2? And well, the difference is, I really can't figure out how you can screw it up that bad. I'm going to be honest with you. If you stomp on it at 84%, you get 10.8 in the quarter mile. They got 11.2. Now let's talk about the video itself. Obviously, they cut it up into a bunch of different pieces. And if you look at the video, the Tesla comes off quicker, but has a slower 0 to 60 time than the Taycan in their test. So that doesn't make sense. And furthermore, he says it's neck and neck the whole way, and it looks like the Taycan beat the Tesla by about 1 car length. So I talked about in the previous video what 1 car length would mean in the quarter mile, and that's about 1/10 apart. But yet they were 5/10 apart. 11.2 is what they got in the Tesla, 10.69 or something is what they got in the Taycan. That's 5/10, that's about 5 cars. And I said I would show you what that really means, so I went back through some of my races and I found a really, really good comparison. In this video, I'm going to show you it's an Acura NSX versus a Lamborghini Huracan. The difference in the time slips is about 0.4, and as you'll see in this video, the difference is not 1 car length, it is way bigger than that. It's kind of interesting. I'm thinking of the time slip of the NSX versus Huracan. It's really interesting that these time slips, 1068 at 129 and 1115 at almost 124, line up almost identically to what they did in that video. 1069. Actually, the Taycan was a little faster at 131. And of course, the NSX ran 11.1 at 124, which is basically what the Tesla ran. If the Taycan actually won 131, it would be pulling away even harder away from the Tesla. And as you can see, there was a bunch of cars between those two, and that race doesn't look like anything what Top Gear showed us. So, and finally, summary of the Top Gear response to Elon's comments and my video. It still doesn't line up. Even if they launch the car, the numbers don't make sense, the video doesn't make sense, and all I can say is, Porsche, hey, I'm here. I'll give the Porsche versus Tesla a proper race if I can get my hands on one. And if anyone's getting one early, I would love to get that test done. And I actually think someone will probably beat me to it, and hopefully we can get an unedited run where both cars are running mid-10s. Again, I really believe it's a driver's race. However, of course, Elon announced that there's a 50 horsepower bump for the Tesla Model S coming, and he's pretty sure the Taycan won't beat it, and maybe it won't. I mean, currently the record for the Tesla Model S is 1051, and with another 50 horsepower, we'll be well into the 10.4s. And, can the Taycan do 10.4 better? We'll have to see. Thanks for watching.